We're live. Alrighty. Hello, everybody. My name is Nice Chris. This is Nice Talk. I guess I should pronounce myself as Chris because that is my name. This is Nice Talk. This is a video podcast channel where I just talk with unique individuals about many different things. So there's really no specific category. I just like to have a nice conversation with people, especially during these trying times when things are a little bit negative. So let's just kind of bring up the spirits, have positive conversations, and we will get started. So today, everybody, I have somebody that I have known for maybe a few years that I haven't really seen too much, but we see each other at many events. Today, we have Mr. Rob Balasabas. He is the Brand Evangelist. I believe I pronounced it correctly, at TubeBuddy, and speaks at various conferences, summits, podcasts, and live stream interviews. He creates a lot of content on his own channels, primarily on LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Rob shares a lot of video marketing and creation strategies, live streaming tips, as well as tools and software reviews. Basically, videos to help you, the content creator. I believe I added all his stuff below, but everyone, awesome. No further ado, or whatever that word is, here's Rob. How's it going, man?
Good, man. Chris, thank you so much. Really excited to be in your podcast, dude. This is great. This is a great way to catch up and wanting to catch up with you anyway. So
yeah, definitely. Let's
just do it like this.
Yeah, dude, this is amazing. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to be looking at my notes at the same time until I get a second monitor. This is all still a little bit brand new, but yeah, man, I'm pumped. This is awesome. What's new, dude? Yeah. So TubeBuddy. So if you guys don't know, Rob was, I think how I met you was at Thinkific when Benji and Sunny had an event there, and then you were helping out, and then I was there filming and doing some stuff, and then I met you. But yeah,
exactly.
Worked at Thinkific, and then now you're at TubeBuddy. How was that transition? What kind of made you want to make that transition, etc.?
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly. I think I'm pretty sure that's where we met when Benji did that workshop with Sunny and Thinkific in Vancouver. Was that 2-3 years ago, man? I don't know. Time flew, man.
I feel like it's been about 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 years ago. And so, yeah, we met there, connected. I think you guys were going to head off to another conference, and we're like, okay, well, I'll see you there because we were going to go to that same conference and stuff. So no, it's been great. It's been great to know you, learn from you. You're putting out a ton of content, and then, behind the scenes stuff, what you're doing with those guys, it's awesome. But the transition to TubeBuddy has been awesome. Dream job for me, for sure. My job here at TubeBuddy, Chris, is really to build relationships with influencers and partners and creators, and then also look for ways to build community. We have an awesome community already of people that use us. We've got like over 3 million channels that use TubeBuddy right now at the moment. So, building that and bringing them all together and shining light on our partners and, sharing information and knowledge around how to build a YouTube channel, a YouTube business and all that stuff. Obviously leaning on our partners to share that information because they have way more knowledge than we do. So yeah, it's been a great, the reason I love Thinkific, and I always say that in interviews because, when people make moves, it's like, hey, what was wrong? What happened?
Right.
But no, Thinkific has opened so many doors for me. I was there for about 4 years, Chris. I started in support, doing tech support, answering emails, like 80 to 120 emails a day.
Yeah.
Learning the product and stuff. And then I moved into marketing, moved into partnership. Started doing a lot of the conference tours and stuff. And so, YouTube has always been sort of a place where I want to get into. I'm like, I'd love my work to be something around YouTube. I think that's the future. I think right now we're just at the beginning of video and YouTube.
Oh yeah.
There's, and met the TubeBuddy team, awesome team at conferences. We attend the same conferences and stuff. So, built a relationship with them, and then we did an event together. We did an online summit together, and that went really well between Thinkific and TubeBuddy. I led that on the Thinkific side, so I kind of project managed that on the Thinkific side. So I got to know the team really well at TubeBuddy, and conversations led to another conversation, and it's like, hey, what's gonna look like for you to join us and do what you're doing over here? So that's where I'm at now.
That's awesome, man. That's seriously so cool because when people leave certain situations or certain jobs, like I don't know why people always think about what went wrong. It's almost like what went right. Like, what
Mm.
did you learn from that job that you can now bring to something else? Because of course, the the thing that people want to do is keep like a one job and just maximizing that. But at the same time, like, why not go here, learn a whole bunch, and give a bunch of value, and it's great, and then move forward onto something else. You know what I mean? And then learn more around that area, because who knows, maybe it's more specific to what you like, what you want to do, etc. So it's great. I mean, moving forward isn't always a bad thing, and that's one thing I always try and think about too. Is because when I move forward and I talk to old friends about it, it's always negative. It's always like, oh, what happened wrong? It's always like, no, it's like what happened right. Like, I learn a lot daily through many different people that I like meet, and I
Yeah.
change my jobs all the time. It's normal. You wouldn't believe this, but about 4-ish years ago, I moved down to California with like $160 to my pocket. I knew
Wow.
nobody. Okay, well, I knew people there, but I had no family there, no support, no nothing. I was by myself. But it was probably the best time, because I was working so hard at 3 jobs. My first
Mm.
job was I think it was at Wetzel Pretzel at the mall. It was
Wow.
in the Arcadia Mall. I forgot what it's called. It's the
That's
Santa
awesome.
Anita Mall in Arcadia. And then I was like, ooh, I need another job because this is not enough. I got to pay like rent and everything else and take the bus every day and the
Yeah.
train. I was like, all right. So I got McDonald's. So now I'm
Nice.
working at 2 food spots. And then I'm thinking, I want to transition because I don't really like working in the food, because I always smell and it's oily and it's not good for your skin, etc. And then I got a job at J. Crew. Oh, no, no, no,
Nice.
no, my bad. I got a job at Forever
Retail.
21.
Mm.
And then I was like a lead cashier person for some time. And then I ended up working at J. Crew. So I was almost working 4 jobs at once. So I'd work like 6 to 10 at McDonald's. I'd work from like 12 to 4 at the mall. And then I'd work like 5 to like 10 shift at Forever 21. Then I'd work a couple days a week. Anyways, all I'm trying to say is the grind is real. The grind
The
is
grind
real.
is,
The
yeah.
grind is real
No,
sometimes. So,
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely,
So I
dude.
guess,
But I was gonna say those jobs though, man,
yeah.
they form you so well. It's
Oh,
like you
for
can tell
sure.
that story now,
Mm-hmm.
right? I have to like my first job is McDonald's. I was like a little kid. I was like in
Oh,
high
right
school.
on.
First job McDonald's. And I still like looking back, I'm like, man, I'm glad I did that. I learned
Yeah.
so much as a kid, work ethic, all that stuff,
Yeah.
showing up on time,
It's seriously the
systems.
best,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
a lot of people, a majority of people will look at McDonald's as a job that's like the lowest class. But if you
Yeah.
actually work at McDonald's, you know that it's probably one of the best jobs to have when it comes to discipline, because like if you're not on time or you don't do something right. Now, some locations are probably different, but the location I was at was a corporate store, and it was definitely one of those stores that if something didn't go right, like let's say I have a shift at 6 a.m. and I show up at 6:05, I'm in
Hmm.
trouble. It's not like,
Yeah.
okay, it's fine. It's not, it's like never okay. So, unfortunately, I was late a lot because the bus and everything else. But anyways, it was just a good job to have, because you
Yeah,
learn
that's
so
great.
much. Like I was cashier, so I was learning money and doing math in my head. I was learning conversation with people. I was learning everything, and like I valued a lot from that job, and I learned a lot too. So, and it has a lot to do with like my future too, like talking like right now. So
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
dope.
Absolutely.
I guess we'll just get into this real quick. Recently, you just hit 1,000 subscribers. I kind of want to know,
Yeah.
like, how long did that take you initially? Like, when you actually started to get going, like, did you
Mhm.
start right away? And then what made you even want to start like a YouTube channel?
Yeah, yeah, good question. And 1,000 for me, is huge. For a lot of people, relatively, it's fairly small, but it's exciting. I mean, I've probably had my YouTube channel for about 4 years, Chris. When I joined Thinkific, a little bit after I joined Thinkific,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, I should probably create a YouTube channel. I'm in the tech space, doing tech marketing. I should probably understand this thing. So I created a channel, didn't really do much, really didn't share any videos. Probably last fall.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say about 8 months ago, I was around 200 subscribers, and was not thinking TubeBuddy or to join TubeBuddy, or that's not where I was at Thinkific, heads down, doing my thing there. But I wanted to just continue building, because I was in the partnership world. So I was working with a lot of YouTubers, because they're doing a lot of online courses, which is what Thinkific does. And so I'm like, well, I should probably have some street cred. I should probably build a YouTube channel and at least, like, if nothing else, understand the YouTube space. What makes a YouTuber tick, what makes them, how does it work, right? Like, how do they do business? How do they get money? How do views work? All that stuff. So yeah, so I just started building and building. And then right before the TubeBuddy conversation happened, I'm like, I'm gonna really go all in on YouTube. I was primarily, Chris, building on LinkedIn. I was doing fairly well on LinkedIn, building a really good audience there, and still do. I still invest a bit of time on LinkedIn, but really shifted to YouTube. I would say I started the biggest thing was for me was I used to create a video and then try to smash it into some type of keyword after I created a video.
Right.
So whereas now I flipped it around, I do a lot of keyword research before I even build any videos. So trying to understand, hey, yeah. What's the topic? What should I be, talking about that I know? And then looking for the keywords that I then create a video for. And that's been a game changer for me. That's really other than also just, I think, consistency, man. I used to be like uploading maybe once a month or every 6 weeks, but once a week for me, if not maybe twice a week. The whole snowball effect is real on YouTube. Yeah. So being consistent.
That's definitely the key, because like a lot of people, even myself, I always wonder, I'm like, why am I not growing? Why is this channel? Why? It's always why, right? When really we all know the answers. Everybody asks a question that they already know the answer to, because if someone else asked them that question, they would answer it, right? With like something. So if you say, how do I grow my YouTube channel? Obviously the number one thing to think about is post videos. And then the next thing is to think quality of it, and then consistency, and et cetera. And it just keeps going on. Then you always maximize for each video. We know these answers, but a lot of us just don't do that right away, including myself, So that's what mainly got me started into this podcast thing too, So consistency is key, and it's true. Snowballs are real. They fall from the sky just like rain, but yeah, no, I definitely, I've had a journey on YouTube. At first I started off being on YouTube, but without my channel. Like I would appear on It's Judy's Life vlogs, and then I would do like Dancember stuff and etc. And then I finally created a YouTube channel on accident, if that makes any sense. And I remember posting one video and it got like a few thousand views, and I was like, I wonder why this one's like performing well. But it was because at the time, like when like Judy was like at that prime, and I got like one little like shout out, everybody came through and like supported. So that should have been the right time to start for me, but I didn't even know I had 2,000 subscribers on my channel. I just started it, posted one video, and it was like boom. I was like, oh shoot. So if I would have kept up with the consistency, it would have been way better. But
yeah, it's consistency.
Can't always live in the past, so now I just got to move forward.
Yeah, exactly, man, exactly. It sounds like you got some exciting things happening, man. So
for sure.
It's really cool.
Yeah, definitely. Let me try and get, there we go. My thing wasn't going up.
I love this thing that you're using though. I mean, ECAM is awesome. So it's you picked it up pretty fast. This is the first time you're doing this,
I'm
right?
telling you, you want to know what my past 2 days conserved of, or so lately I've been trying to like, not really prove myself, but prove myself to myself in some way, in like a way that I can pick up on stuff if I want to. Like if I find something interesting, I'm going to do my best to like be good at it, because I'm fairly disciplined at some things. So I feel like I could really bring a lot of, I could pick up on things a lot faster when I'm super like into it. So anyways, my past few days consumed of me, for one, spending over $600 just to get this mixer, the Rodecaster Pro, which is, by the way, an amazing mixer, and I love it. Like right now, you are connected to my mixer. So that's how people are hearing the audio right now. So there's a USB channel that connects to my Mac Mini, and now I could turn you up and I could turn you down. I could even connect my phone through Bluetooth, or I could connect my Mac Mini to Bluetooth. So if I want to play like a video, I could do that, and you'll hear it. You know what I mean? So it's the best thing. So anyways, the past few days have been me learning about this Rodecaster Pro and also learning about ECAM. I messaged, Owen, right? Owen Video. So I like messaged him yesterday asking like, hey, by the way, I have a Mac. What do you think is like the best thing to go live on? Because I want to like, figure it out. And Owen's been like a great acquaintance of mine that I've had and friend and mentor, you could say, because he's like given a lot of personal advice that I haven't really got from too much people. But then at the same time, it's like I don't ask also, But I asked him, and he told me about Be Live and told me about ECAM. And yesterday I just learned ECAM and got it going. That's why you guys see the watermark right here, right there. But good. I support it. This live streaming thing. I think I'm going to make the purchase, and so far it's going so good, and I like it. It's easy. It's simple. You just connect through Skype. Look at our connections. I'm using a webcam, by the way. This is a Logitech HD 280. I'm using a CAD mic, and I got a mixer, so it's like it's all good. I got some lighting right here. I got a Prismatic Pro right behind me just to kind of bring the color. Like, it works, and it's good, and I love it.
I thought you had like a Canon or like a DSLR hooked up.
No, dude, this is
because their video is crisp.
With the right lighting, I'm telling you, for the things that I learned through Sean and Benji, because like for one, Sean's like a master when it comes to like the angle and lighting and how to make things happen, as well as many other people out there. And Benji's really good at like the picture, like how should it look, So what I did was my couch is actually off center from my TV, because right now my TV is in front of you because I don't have a monitor. I just use my TV as it.
Nice.
But my couch wasn't centered, so I'm like, okay, in this shot, it's still a little off center on this side, but I had coats up here. I had shoes down here. I moved all that out of the way. And then also everything else that Benji has taught me. But it's just, in order to get that, man, lighting is key. You don't need a crazy expensive camera. You could produce content just like this. Like you could see the zits on my forehead. You know what I mean? So it works.
It's great. It's great. And I haven't tested. I have ECAM, but I haven't used it for live yet. I use it for recording videos.
Yeah.
Because you can like record the screen, and also your webcam you'll show up in the corner in like a little box.
Yeah.
But it's like you can zoom in, like your guest, I think. Like you can zoom, like you can pan me in or out.
Yeah.
They've got like this countdown timer that I really want to play with, like for your live streams.
I can even like pop that up right now as you're talking.
Yeah. You've already played with it. Yeah, that's awesome.
I've literally touched every single thing on this thing. I don't understand a lot of it, but I know it. So let's see. Let's do a countdown timer.
Let's try it.
And let's do it for 2 minutes. And let's just add this in right now. Boom. You can't see it, Rob, but it's here.
I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna see it on the YouTube here.
Yeah. So
that's cool.
You could change the size of it. Obviously, I don't want that crazy big, so I could keep it down here in the black box because we are side by side. So let's say for the next 2 minutes or next minute and 40 seconds, we're going to be talking about something and move on to the next subject. You know what I mean? So there's a whole bunch. You could change the color on it. I believe these are mostly on the Pro. So you'd have to get the $20 a month, which adds up to $240 a year, which would actually be a great price if you think about it. Because if you go to the gym and you pay $20 a month or $30 a month, you're paying that much to help your body. Now, how much do you want to help your business? You know what I mean? So
totally.
It's worth it, man. It's worth it. I mean, I haven't even bought it yet, but
I know.
But I like it. It's easy to use. It's easy to use. Like I watched a couple videos and I just played with it because I tweeted out the other day. I was like, the best way to learn something is to teach it. So like an example of that is like, let's say for instance, I just bought this Rodecaster Pro. Now I'm gonna watch a couple videos. Then I'm going to teach myself what I learned and say it out loud. So that way it's like a weird brain balance for me. It's the only thing that actually works for me to actually like get into learning something. I have to physically do it and tell myself at the same time. It's like reading out loud. When you read out loud compared to reading silently, you remember a lot more because you're able to I don't know, it's just the way that your brain works. I have
I
no
agree.
clue. I am not a doctor. I know
Yeah, I
nothing
agree.
about the brain. I barely have a brain, so who knows?
Yeah, no, I agree though. I agree with that, man. Like if you want to learn something, like just like try to figure it out and then find a way to like create a video about it. Like the more that I create tutorial videos,
Yeah.
the more I understand it because I'm like, oh, you're like replaying it in your head, like you actually know it. Now you can like then say it out loud and like tell
Yeah.
someone else how to do it, and then that way, yeah. And then it's funny because then they'll have questions, and you're like, oh, that's a good question. Let me figure out. Like, never
Exactly.
thought of that question.
And that's
But
the thing I thought about when like creating this channel and creating my NC Media, because as I mentioned before the live, I think I have 3 YouTube channels now. My Nice
mhm.
Chris channel and IICE Chris, if you guys want to follow. By the way, guys, this is Rob. Let me put his social. There we go. And this is Chris. Let me keep this up for just a second. But when I started my Nice Chris channel, like I said, it was kind of an accident. It was just because, oh, YouTube, but I never posted on it. And then when I did post, I got decent views and it was cool, but it was just like a variety channel. And it's still one, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do, if it's going to be podcast or not podcast. I'm sorry. If it's going to be like a vlog channel or like a skit channel or whatever else channel. I just want to make it.
Yeah.
I just want to find stuff that I'm like good at, but I think vlogging might be because, like, for instance, I could sit here and vlog right now, be like, hey, I'm live right now on my NiiceTalk channel talking with Rob, and I am super pumped. If you guys want to go check out that video, you can hit the link in the description, and boom, it brings more traffic to this channel. So it's like a giant, that recycle thing, like with the triangle.
Yep.
It's just
Yep.
like that. It's just a
It's just
circle
like
of
that. Yep.
triangle of trust right there, So
Exactly.
but yeah,
Exactly.
so I
It's
just
like you're
want to.
promoting to one thing to the next thing, and you're like, they're in your zone, like no
Yeah,
matter what it is. Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So I just want to start something that was more specific. So now I have a Nice Talk podcast. So now it's just going to be a nice talk. Like, we're not going to sit here and bash on each other. We're going to sit here and talk positive things and happy things and great successes and maybe some failures. It happens in life. And then my NC Media is all about just media stuff. I mean, I don't even know yet, but I'm posting a prismatic video today. I'm posting the Rodecaster video probably in a few days, and then the microphones I just got from DVE store. They lend me 2 of these microphones to try out.
Nice.
Just something simple, a nice box like
Nice.
this, and then
Yeah.
we got another one. Anyways, I'm not making the video now, but anyways, so niche down. That's all. So let's see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Topic number 2, man. This
What
is
is topic
something.
number 2?
This is something that I've always kind of wondered about, and also have known about, and also have thought about doing, but how? So, topic number 2 is, how connected are you with your community, and how important is it to be connected with your community?
It's a good question, man. It's a really big question.
Yeah.
So I think that we all have different communities,
Mhm.
right? So for me, I have a community of peers. So people like you, people that like speak at conferences,
Yeah.
people that create content, So I've got a Facebook group. So I sat down for a while and really thought about this. I'm like, how do I do this? Because there's so many people. I mean, there's just a lot of people that right? And you want to spend time with each of them and check in and like catch up and stuff. And like, how do I do this at scale? And so, Chris, like what I did initially, I had this idea like a year ago after a conference. I forget which one, but I'm like, okay, well, I got to meet all these awesome people at this conference. I think it's Social Media Marketing World.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started okay, maybe a Facebook chat. So then I created this Facebook chat
Yeah.
with like maybe 30 like speakers and like people that I met at a conference.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. A lot of messages. I went to sleep, woke up. There's like probably 200 messages sitting there.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is not gonna work. This is not gonna work,
Yeah.
right? Facebook chat doesn't work. So somebody's like, why don't you just make a Facebook group? I'm like, okay, perfect. So I'll just do a Facebook group. So I created a Facebook group with no intention of like trying to monetize it or try to sell something in it. Literally, it was just like a way to keep in touch with people that like my peers.
Yep.
And so it's been great, man. Honestly, like I work remotely, so much like you, I work from home.
Yeah.
And so there's no office to go to and stuff. So my community, my colleagues and friends, people I lean on with questions about not just like, hey, how do you which microphone? Like it's actually like really deep. Like it's like your actual friends, right? Like to
Yeah.
me, they're like my actual community and support in terms of my work and career and daily. It's like, I'm going through this, and like, what's the struggle with like balancing your work life? How do you do that?
Yeah.
And things like that, right? What do how do you shut things off? And, like all these conversations. So that's been really key for me, man, especially right now with everybody in lockdown and stuff.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just even more.
Definitely.
Because the only other time that I suppose I get to see people is like, yeah, some local meetups, but conferences,
Yeah.
Video Marketing World and VidCon and all those places where I get to then see all my friends. I get to see them in person, and then we get to hang out, and sort of that's like my where I get to see them. But right now we don't get to do that. So a lot of the video calls, a lot of live streaming,
Yeah.
a lot of collaborations. Yes, it's great for business, right? Let's not lie. It's great for business. It's great for building your brand.
Yeah.
It's great for increasing your reach and all that stuff. But really, at the end of it, it's just a really good way to catch up and just connect with another person in your community. I think that's important. I think as humans, we're built for relationships, and so it's super important for me.
And is that
honestly.
the group that you invited me to just recently?
Yeah, that's the group that I invited you to. Yeah, for sure.
Do you mind if I pop this up real quick?
Sure. Yeah, go for
Cool.
it.
So let's see if this works. There we go. So what this is, guys, is the group. It's Content Creator Cafe. So it's your video, live streaming, social media, tech tools kind of page, and you're able to just see what's going on. So recently he's talking about he created a private event. So if you guys want to take place in that, virtual happy hour, that looks dope. And then, check out the ranking on YouTube for free with TubeBuddy. That's dope. And then you could just learn so much. So this is like a community for people that want to just understand the space more, or if you already have an audience and you want to ask questions, you want to collaborate, you want to learn, etc. There's so many different things. I think we even like posted our thing here. I just forget where it was. I probably passed it already.
Yeah, it's probably down a few.
Yeah.
I shared it in there.
Yeah. But
So
anyways, so it's super dope. I just want to pop that up just to support.
Yeah.
Support
Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
And you got
Appreciate that.
1,000 on there too, by the way. Over
Yeah,
1,000
yeah,
members,
kinda funny.
which is crazy for Facebook. I mean, actually, Facebook's really great at community building, but at the same time, 1,000 people want to be a part of that group. And those 1,000 people aren't just anybody. It's a lot of people who are already building their stuff at a high level. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll get a link later after this, and I'll put it in the description below. Or you could look up the content. Oh, I already forgot where it was.
Content Marketing Cafe.
Content Marketing Cafe. Oh, geez. I'm like zooming out on someone's face.
No, it's all good.
Let me just switch back. There's going to be problems, guys. There's going to be a lot of problems going on,
No, it's all good. It's all good.
But anyway, so
Yeah,
that's great. So
yeah.
community, man. Community is very important. And like, a lot of people say ignore the comments, blah, blah, blah. I don't think you should ignore the comments. I think you should ignore the hate and take it as criticism and learn from it. So I get a lot of criticism, believe it or not, from a lot of people. And sometimes it's harsh criticism, but at the same time, you got to look at it as like, okay, if this person sees it like this, how many other people see it like that? So like, what can I do so that way I'm even better? So that's why I learned a lot too, especially from Benji. Like, he gives me some crazy criticism, but I learned from it and I love it. And I'm like, yes. I'm like, thank you so much. So now I don't really say that out loud. I'm kind of like more private, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, I learned something, and this is big. This is really big for me. So
Yeah. On criticism. So I've got a video that's gotten quite a lot of views, probably from like 8-9 months ago, and I keep it up. But I get a bit of snarky comments in there, and it's like, hey, like it took 4 minutes to get to the point. Like, just talk about yourself. I'm like, and I keep it on there, man, because it's a good reminder of like, okay, well, this is how YouTube works. Like, people they have a question. They just want the answer.
Exactly.
And to me, I keep it on there. It's a reminder that, get to the point and just deliver value. But to the point of like hate and stuff and like, comments and things like that, negative comments and stuff. I think that's why a community or having some type of like circle of friends in the industry or whatever industry you're in, I think it's really important, because you're going to come across those times when you're going to get sort of like negative negative
Oh,
feedback,
for
and it's good
sure.
for like, man, to get it from Benji or your colleagues, it's great, but if you get something like that's from a complete stranger, sometimes it's a big blow, right?
Yeah.
So to hear someone then speak back like, no, you know what, that's just like what they probably meant to say was this,
Yeah.
and you have a support system. I think that's even more important because a lot of times, man, if you're a little weaker of a person, then that could
Yeah.
like totally make you decide, you know what, I'm done with this, like, and you're not able to get to the potential where you need to be, because you decided too early that, you know what, I'm done. Like, I don't want this anymore. I don't
Yeah.
need to take this kind of feedback and criticism, right?
Yeah,
So
that's one thing I learned, especially because, years ago when I would appear regularly on Judy's channel, I mean, there would be all sorts of hate comments, saying like, "Oh, Chris is trying to mooch off this," or "Chris is trying to do this," and obviously it's not true, right? Obviously I know that, they know that, everyone else knows that that's close to me. But at the same
mhm,
time, like, then if that's the case, if I know and people know that are close to me, then why do I care what like a stranger thinks? You know what I mean?
totally.
And at the
Hmm.
same time, it's just like, it's just a comment.
Just a comment.
It's just a little keyboard that they bought to type something on. You know what I mean? So
Totally.
comments are cool. Comments are not cool. It just depends, But I've lived through hate comments like for years. For the past like 8 years, I've been on social media or so. I forget when I joined, but about 7 to 8 years I've been on social media. I've probably gotten thousands of hate comments, thousands of like rumored comments, thousands of. It's just people just try, but they'll never
Yeah,
do. You
yeah.
know what I mean? So it's like I've never had someone in my face say, "Chris, you're this and you're this, you're this,"
Hmm.
unless it's like a really close friend of mine. That's about it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I just ignore the hate. The
So
hate doesn't really matter. I just learn
yeah,
from it and I just critique myself off of it. And I just like, all right, how do I be better? I have people come attack me all the time sometimes, not
yeah.
sometimes, but not even all the time, but a few times, but then I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, talk to me to my face. If you got something to say, let's say it. And not in a fighting way, but just like, let's talk about this.
Let's
Let's
talk it
see
through.
what the solution is, because
Hmm.
bickering back and forth will not solve any problems whatsoever, but either
Yeah.
being the bigger person and avoiding it, or being the bigger
Hmm.
person and giving it attention and saying like, hey, what's wrong? What can I do? You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yep.
man,
Absolutely.
that's crazy. But so speaking of gear, not even speaking of gear because we weren't talking about gear, but I'm speaking about gear because I was speaking about gear earlier. I'm still getting
Earlier.
used to this podcast thing.
No, it's great,
I'm still
man. It's
getting it.
awesome.
But what gear did you start out with? Because when you
Yeah.
first started your YouTube channel like 4 years ago, I mean,
Yep.
you've worked with Thinkific, you've worked with TubeBuddy,
Hmm.
you've worked with
Hmm.
probably many different other people, and you've known about video and everything else.
Hmm. Hmm.
What kind of gear did you start out with, and have you upgraded since, or have
Yep.
you kept on it?
Good question. Good question. Yeah. So when I first started, it was just literally my phone, and you'll hear that story many, many times from creators. Hey, just use your phone. Just use your phone.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's what I did. So I had a phone. I had a little. I still have it. This little tripod stand thing for your
Hmm.
phone.
Oh yeah.
And I would find a window, and I would talk, looking out the window, the phone pointing at me, and that was really how I started. A lot of LinkedIn videos doing that.
Hmm.
A lot of me walking around doing LinkedIn videos. You gotta remember that I had a full time job, and so and
Yeah.
I mean, I still do, but
Yeah.
you're trying to build this thing on the side, and obviously it does help you. It helped me anyway in my job, but that wasn't my core like task. So I had to find ways and time to do it. So I'd go grab coffee, and I would like while I was walking, I would film myself walking on the street here in Vancouver, between the office and the coffee shop, and be like, "Hey guys, hey, today I want to share this quick tip on LinkedIn, how
Hmm.
to connect with your target audience on LinkedIn." So I would do that, no cuts, one take. Upload it to LinkedIn. It was done, and so that's really how I started. And then yeah, at Thinkific we had some gear. We had a studio, so we had, if you guys want to get technical, we had a Shure microphone. I forget what the model was, but
Yeah.
that's what I used. I used a very simple webcam. Yeah, so Logitech C290. Chris, correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's the
I
one
think that's it. Yeah. I think
that's
that's
the
it.
one.
I
Yeah,
think
so
that's.
that Then with TubeBuddy, before I joined TubeBuddy, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna be connecting with YouTube creators. These guys have like massive, crazy gear. So
Yeah.
I did upgrade a little bit. I'm trying to find it here. Oh, here it is. So I've got I picked up an M50. I
Okay.
know Sean loves this thing. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
so I picked up an M50 and fairly beginner level camera in terms of like DSLRs, but it's done the job for me for
Yep.
vlogging at conferences and doing tutorial videos here in the studio as well at home.
Yep.
And I've got a blue Yeti mic. I've got some softbox lights. Dude, Chris, you've got a big studio or like you've got a big space at home. My office here in our condo is
Yeah.
is our den.
Oh,
So
okay.
I've got like I can almost touch the walls.
Oh, really? It
Yeah,
doesn't look
dude,
like that small from there.
it's like 15 by 12 maybe
Oh,
that.
wow.
Yeah, it's tiny. So
Yeah.
so yeah, I've had to learn to like work with angles and the again technically, and if you want to nerd out a bit, like I've got
Yeah.
a what is this 11 to 22 millimeter lens on the M50,
Yep.
and that allows me to go a little bit wider, and it
Yeah.
gives me a little bit more space. But yeah, that's I would say that's it. I've got some tripods and stuff, the
Hmm.
Joby tripod, the Gorilla Pod, and the Switch Pod for that. I've got some little like that little red light there.
Yeah. What
Couple
kind of
of
light is that? Is
those
that the
from
P1
Amazon.
Vlogger at all, or is that a different brand? Is that the P1?
That's like newer, I think. It's like an Amazon
Oh,
brand.
nice. Right on.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we
So
did
I've got
that.
those. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I started out with, for one, my phone. So if people go back on my vlog channel and they look back like years ago, I think until I actually most of the time, probably 80% of the time until about 3 years ago, I film with my phone because it's great quality, especially when you film on the back of it compared to the front.
Yeah.
And I even at one point I was at VidCon for my first year, a very very cringy vlog. I highly do not want to promote that video at all. I might even delete it, but it was very cringy. Like it's not me.
Those are the best though, man. Those are the best. You got to
It
keep
is.
that on.
That's why it's still there. And but anyways, I put it on a what's it called? A gimbal. It was one of those phone gimbals. I forget what the
Yeah.
brand is called. It's through DJI. Um,
Osmo? No.
Osmo. Yeah.
Yeah,
I had
Osmo.
it was
Yeah.
like one of the first Osmo ones that came out, so it was kind of bulky, but it was awesome. I was able to film. I even did face one. I was able to like walk around, and it was just amazing. It was great. But anyways, I started on my phone, and I still do it on my phone of when I do like record because I don't like bringing in a camera to places. Like when I'm at the gym, I'll record some gym
Yeah.
stuff. A lot of it doesn't get posted because I'm really bad at consistency myself that I'm working on. So like now is like my fresh start, and I'm jumping into things and I'm doing it more. But um, yeah, so I start off with that, but mainly my phone, and then now I have a Sony A5100. I have a
Yeah.
Logitech camera for like live streaming stuff. Got plenty of lights. I'm using this microphone right now, the CAD microphones, and slowly but surely starting to invest in myself and buy new gear, buy new stuff. Like my next purchase is probably going to be, I want to get my hands on those pod mics. Those are really cool.
Mm.
And then eventually I want to get the Shure SM7Bs, get like two of those bad boys, and then I could get like a couple of these or something. I would prefer to get all the same stuff so that way it all sounds the same. But I think I only
Yeah.
need two mics now. So only problem is those cost $3.99 a piece. So
Yeah.
kind of expensive. So in order for me to get the rest of the gear that I want for my little studio area is gonna cost me like $2,500 probably. But
Mm.
I'll over time, like from now until like 6 months, I'll probably have everything I need unless something good happens and all of a sudden boom, I'm like I got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But it's funny that you
Just buy
mentioned
it
that
off.
this is big. I mean, this is like a big area. This is my living room actually right
Mm.
now, and
Nice.
it's I think it's like a 15 by 15 or something in here, or 16 by 15, I forget. But the only problem is we have a small kitchen. So
No,
everything
that's
else is,
fine.
so this isn't like big. It's very spacious compared to most apartments. It's probably the second biggest, but these aren't big apartments, by the way. These aren't like crazy big. A lot of them are just made for like school and stuff like that. And, but everything's decently sized besides the kitchen. And I'm a very, here, you know what? Let me just move over my kitchen thing and I'll show you guys.
Oh, there.
It's very
Hey,
tiny.
man, it's got everything you need, right? A fridge, a micro, a
It's
stove, and a
serious.
microwave, man,
And
and a
there's
sink.
a sink and dishwasher too. I mean, it's
Done.
spacious, but the walls make it look like it's tiny because there's a wall and there's a big pantry too. And I got like multiple closets. But anyways, this is my setup. I got a big old box I got from DVE store as well. I got two of
Nice.
those for like $70. It was on sale for 200. This is you on my big
Yeah,
screen. You
that's
know,
awesome.
it's
That's
so
dope.
dope. And then I got the there's the shoes I was trying to hide in the plant.
Yeah.
And then what else? Where am I at? And then I got all like my other stuff, but the
Nice. Something.
balcony. Let me just see where this camera was at first because I forget. There we go. But yeah,
Yeah, no,
so
that's good.
it just work with what you got. You know, you worked with what you have, and now you're
Mm,
solid. You
that's
know,
it.
that's
That's it.
awesome.
That's it.
Let's
That's
see.
it. Yeah. Work with what you got. It's not just the cameras, because you'll hear that a lot. Just hey, the best camera's the one in your hand, right? But
Exactly.
man, just like work with the space you've got. And it's always hard. Like if you've got a dining table, just work with that. Find a nice
I
angle,
want to buy one of those. I really do. I really want a dining table so that way I'm able to get like because you could make anything out of a dining table. The podcast desk at Benji Studio
Yeah.
that is there. I picked it out and it's just we put uplift legs on it and then after
Hmm.
that we put a dining table. We just took the legs off and put it on there. And now we have like a 70 by like 40 podcast table that has plenty of room and it looks good too. You just got to find the right one. And then you can do that too. If you have like legs that go up and down, if you like working like that, then get it. If not, just buy the normal dining table, which I might actually get, put it in my living room. I have a second bedroom. I have a 2 bedroom, 2 bath right now. And the second bedroom, I'm slowly working on building into my studio. It's just, there's
Nice.
just a bunch of stuff I got to do first before I do that. So,
Yeah, yeah. That can be part of the vlog, right?
oh
Like
man, it's gonna,
uh,
I
the
don't know if I should
transformation.
exactly. I don't know if I should even spend that kind of money on there because it's like I'm leasing this place, you know. But then again, I could
Yeah,
take it
yeah.
with me, so it's good. It's really good.
Yep.
But
Yep.
yeah,
Totally.
do you have any questions or anything you wanna
No, man, I
hit?
just I'd love to hear what you're up to. I know you share a
Yeah,
little bit, but I think maybe the people that are tuning in would probably want to hear
yeah, for
what are
sure.
you up to with all the different channels? What's the deal with the podcast
Yep.
and everything else, like business wise, what's new?
Okay. So okay, let's do this. So, uh, business wise, since the whole pandemic started, it's changed, but hasn't changed too much. I'm definitely fortunate and grateful enough to still be having a paycheck come in to pay my bills and you know help feed the people around me and
Mhm.
stuff like that. But it's definitely took a turn on my other businesses that I wanted to start and do. Like I wanted to give, I wanted to do what's it called with my NC Media brand that my LLC that I just got. I wanted to reach out to clients and have client work and that was going to be my whole big break throughout now until end of summer and just like hustle and just get a lot of clients but because of things going on right now people don't really want to be near you so
Mm.
that took a huge halt but at the same time it's giving me a lot of time to think about what I'm going to do to come back to it so I'm even thinking about hosting live shows for people being like hey you don't got to
Mhm.
buy the gear because for one you can't buy the Rodecaster Pro right now. And if you do, it's not going to come until next month. If you need a webcam, if you need a mic. So like I could even reach out to clients and be like, hey, one client at a time with an hour difference in clients. I can charge like $50 or so, you know, be like, hey, go live. You have all the gear. I'll get you all this and I'll pretty much get it all set up. I don't know. I'm just trying to think about it, just trying to see how things go.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
on the business side, that's what I'm trying to focus on. Just different ways to make money. You know, I definitely I know a few months back we talked about the course stuff for like Thinkific and stuff and
Yeah.
I was about to get onto it but then I realized one thing and that's I need to build a like credible background for myself besides just being the guy who films stuff for some people. Now I need to be like the guy who's doing that kind of stuff and showing it. So that's what this channel is about. That's what Nice Chris is going to be about. That's what NC Media is going to be about. So when I create a course in the next coming months, like 3 to 6 months from now, or even next year, when I build up enough and I think it's ready and it provides value, then I'll like have a course that actually teaches people how to do certain things or even create thumbnails for that. I don't know yet. I'm just trying to think of different ways to have income because when at the end of the day, it's all about, you know, how much work you want to do. So I
Yeah.
want to do a lot of work. I got a lot of time on my hands. You know, I do stuff with Benji still. I'm still like helping make like sizzle reels and everything else. And so I got plenty of time. So
Yeah.
that's kind of the
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. That's awesome. I think what it is with guys like you is that you have so much knowledge,
Yeah,
and it's like, what do you want to do? It's like I kind of want to do everything, right?
exactly. Yeah,
Like I want to do all the gear and the vlog and the storytelling, the skits and the
yeah,
podcast. It's like you probably and you totally could,
yeah,
It's like which one first, right? And
exactly.
I have the same problem sometimes.
Yeah, no, I have that problem since many years ago. I just don't know what it is, and I like know, but I don't know because I'm like one of those people that I fear if I go down one path, then and if I mess up, I gotta dig a new hole and go on a different path, and then a
Yeah.
different path. But at the same time, if I would have done that years ago, I would have had many paths so that I could still make my way through. But yeah, I don't know. It's different. I mean, it just depends. I mean, I really want to do, this kind of stuff. Like I would love to talk with people for like 45 minutes, like a like hour a day. I could do
Yeah.
this almost daily. It's not like a difficult thing. Just get people on, say hi, get some sort of like a script going. Cause right now we just went through every single thing possible. So, now it's just freestyle. Now it's just whatever. And,
Yeah.
it's not hard content to make. I think going live and having like a podcast live isn't that hard to do. I mean, especially if you got like a decent setup. So,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
decent setup is as simple as I don't even need this mixer, by the way. That's the crazy part. I only need the webcam and my computer and the microphone because it all
Yeah.
plugs into the back and then that's it. So,
Yeah, yeah, and you totally can, man.
mhm.
Like I'm seeing a lot of creators. So I interview a lot of creators in the Creators
Yeah,
Corner show on TubeBuddy, and a lot of them, like I don't know, and like Pat Flynn and Chris Do from the future. These
yeah,
guys, like they before the lockdown and the pandemic and stuff, they would never have time to do daily content. But now
yeah,
that they're stuck at home too, they're like, hey, how do I deliver value to my audience? How do I grow an audience? Like I'm just gonna go live every day.
yeah,
Half an hour, 45 minutes a day, sometimes with a guest, sometimes not, sometimes just answering, audience questions and stuff. And yeah, I mean, if you've got the setup like you do, man,
yeah,
you just pop in every, 10 a.m. every day.
exactly.
You're gonna see Chris and like just ask him whatever,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking because Pat Flynn, we actually just interviewed him on VI and
Oh,
on,
nice.
on like the
Yep.
VI show like last weekend or 2 weeks ago. And
Yep.
he's been going live and he uses ECAM too. This is why I like loved watching Pat Flynn because he has a Rodecaster Pro. He has like a nice camera and I think he has like one of the boom pole with like the Rode mic that comes down.
Yep.
But anyways, watching him, it was like, dang, this guy's going live every single day at 8 a.m. because
Yeah.
during this quarantine thing, he wants to find something to do instead of sleep in and be lazy and eat and just chill. And it's all about just being chill. And it's like it's not about that right now. This is the time that you should be hustling. This is the time you should be getting back on your feet. Like all those excuses of too busy with work now not for all people because there's a lot of doctors, nurses, essential workers that are still out there. Thank you very much for that. That's great. But for the people who are at home, who don't go to work right now, who are either on unemployment or got some benefits or got the stimulus check, etc., or they're having some way to live. Either way, if you are fortunate enough to still be working from home or be home in general, and your only excuse was I don't have time, now you got time.
Yeah.
Now you got
Yeah.
time. So I really think that's why I'm doing this. Like I have so much time now and I just want to get to it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
now's the best time to start.
There's
There's not going to be a time like this for a very long time. Not in my lifetime, I don't think. Unless, never mind, I'm not even going to say that. But, this is now positively and negatively. This is the worst time in history, and it sucks. It's very horrible. But when you look at it from a thing like I don't know, I just want to be careful what I say because there's a lot of things it comes off wrong, but I don't intend for it to be. So if I say anything
Absolutely.
bad, I'm so sorry. I don't mean it in a bad way at all. But what I'm trying to say is now's the time to start, and it's the best time to start and to get going to bring your life back up to where you want it to be.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Hopefully that sounded good. If not, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to correct myself and
I
apologize.
get it. Yeah, no, I understand. I totally understand what you're saying, and I think it's definitely an opportunity to do something and not take advantage of the situation. But if you're going to be
Yeah.
home, be productive. There is also at the same time, like, and I'm sure you agree with me, Chris, too, is
Yeah.
that like, hey, man, like, if you are sometimes I talk to a lot of people and they're like, they have so much pressure to do something, to like, oh, I need to create content, I need to come up with that big idea,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like sometimes you just need to rest too. So,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
just to kind of balance that out, the message between me and Chris is that like, yeah, definitely take advantage of this time, be productive,
Mm-hmm.
set yourself up for success, because at some point this is going to pass, and
Yeah.
we're going to be back to a new normal, but we're going to be back to where we're outside. Set yourself up that you have some things that's been building traction when that happens. But also, yeah, be okay with giving yourself time to rest and, pull away from search, cut out from social media and stuff like that if it's too much, things like that. But yeah, good message, man. Definitely good.
I definitely just want to get back on the roller coaster, man. And when I say roller
Yeah, me too.
coaster, I mean Disneyland. That's what I really want. I really want to go back to Disneyland. I had to cancel my trip
Mm.
for obvious reasons, multiple reasons, and I've been looking forward to going to Disneyland this summer for a long time because I love it. I'm an annual pass holder, and
Oh.
I'm still in Washington. I'm an annual pass holder, so that's the dope thing. Because you need a California address. That's why.
Yeah.
So I have a California address. You know what I mean? So I make it work. But
Nice. Yeah, man, I'm with you. I'm
yeah,
with you. VidCon, right? VidCon was going to happen in Anaheim. We were going to go down, had it all planned.
yeah.
We were going to.
Is it
I
not
was
happening
going to.
anymore?
No, man, not in the summer. Not in the summer. At some point,
Did
maybe.
they announce that finally or holy crap?
Yeah. Well, like a couple of weeks ago, they
Oh,
canned it.
nice.
It was supposed to be in June, and yeah, canceled it. So they might be moving it. I heard. So I don't know when the Anaheim VidCon is. I heard Abu Dhabi, the Dubai one, is moved to December.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. But anyways, yeah, we were gonna go down, man. We can take the family and stuff and kind of make it a work fun trip too. But
Yeah.
yeah, no Disneyland this summer. So might have to wait
Dang.
till the winter or maybe next spring. But we'll see. We'll see.
Dang. That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's crazy.
So
Yeah, I didn't even know that. I mean, I didn't really look at it either, but dang.
yeah, no
Well,
VidCon. No VidCon.
COVID-19, get out of here. Hurry
I
up.
know, right?
Nobody wants you.
Jeez.
I feel like a bully now. It's COVID-19.
I know, right?
No, but
Oh man, yeah. So no, but I'm excited for your podcast, man. This is gonna be good.
yeah, thank you so much,
What?
by the way,
Okay,
for
so
taking the
I
time.
guess what last question for me is
Yeah.
who do you want to get on here? Like, who else are you? What kind of conversations? Like, what's the? It can change.
For
Nothing
sure,
is on
for sure,
in
for
stone.
sure.
But like right now, today, Chris, like, what's your vision for this podcast? Like, who? Like, if I was to tune in, what would I expect to like learn as a
In the coming months, I think I have to yawn real soon. Hold on. I always
long,
yawn.
long week, man?
When I sit down, I always yawn when I talk. That's like the biggest fact about me, and it sucks because sometimes people might think I'm like yawning because they're talking, but at the same time, it's like no, I'm sitting down. Like that's why I want to get a stand-up desk too, because
Yeah, that's a good
I
idea.
always yawn when I sit. But anyways, the kind of people I want on here is people that can provide some sort of either knowledge, advice, um, just people that can just help the world in some way, right? Even if it's,
Yeah.
I'll be talking about all sorts of things because since this is still new, I'm going to have all sorts of types of people on, people from who are in the social media world to people who aren't, even though everyone's on, but you know what I mean? Like either if you're like a YouTube expert or you're a cooking specialist or you're like a mental health counselor. I just want this channel to be something that's very, how do I explain this? I just want it to be like a peace of mind from like the world to when people are driving their cars, people are chilling at their house, or they're stressed out from school, and they just need a break, and they just want to hear talking, even if it has nothing to do with anything that they want to like even listen to, but they just want something that sounds like they want to listen to it. Then I just want something like that. I don't know how to explain it yet because I'm still trying to figure it out. But people wise, the kind of people I want, like people themselves, I think it would be the coolest thing if there's a way that I could have Will Smith. That's my goal.
That's cool, man.
I really want Will Smith because Will Smith, he takes place in all of those fields that I just explained of about everything from to being on the media, not to mental health, to advice, to life lessons. Like that guy knows a lot. So my biggest goal is to have Will Smith on the show, and I'm hoping to get it before like 300 shows. So
Nice.
I'm at number 9 right now. So I got
Dude,
200.
you can that is totally realistic.
I'm speaking into existence. So Will, if you're seeing this, thank you for being on the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably my biggest inspirations when it comes to like most things. I mean, of course I have different people like, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger, who else? There's I can't even think right now. I think I'm on the spot, that's why. But
yeah, no, it's all
anyways,
good.
Will Smith is the first person that always comes to mind when it comes to content making and even like just providing value, you know. So
yeah, I love it. I love that, man.
But you're my first live guest, by the way. This is my first live. So
yeah, thanks.
This is
thanks,
dope.
Man.
So thank you for even being on. This is amazing, and I don't have to edit anything after this. So that's the best part. I could now upload my other video. So anyways, you guys can find Rob. I'm not like canceling this right now. I'm just giving that out there. You guys can find Rob down in the description. I put all his social links and stuff. So if you guys want to check him out, make sure to go check him out. And it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. Is there any like last words, anything you want to like bring up, advice you want to give, anything?
Yeah, man. Well, first, thank you. Mm-hmm. It's awesome. It's an honor to be first live guest here. Really excited for what you can do, Chris. Man, I've we've been buddies for a while, and I'm excited that you're going to be doing this on really putting it out there. And man, I'm excited where you're going to be like a year from now. So Will Smith, man, that interview is going to happen. I'm glad that I heard it here. So at some point that's going to happen. But yeah, if if anybody wants to connect, feel free. Like Chris said, just find my connection, my information down below, or copy and paste my name on YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook, Instagram. You'll find me. And yeah, feel free to reach out to me, ask me any questions, whatever I can do to help you, support you, me or TubeBuddy. We love supporting the creator community out there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Rob, for everything. Don't go away yet. I'm just gonna end the stream and we could chat for 2 more minutes after this, and we'll get going. So thank you guys so much for staying tuned. If you are still here, I see there's one person. So thank you, that one person. That one person, you mean a lot to me. You watched this video probably the whole entire time, even if it's my teammate who's watching, or if it's someone from like your side. Either way, thank you so much. I really appreciate the one view. The one view means a lot. So more to come, more videos about 3 or so days a week. So stay tuned, turn your notifications on, and I will see you guys later, as SpongeBob says. Peace.